Have you ever felt like your dog is waiting for something but not food, not a walk, not a treat? Just you. Not the distracted you or the busy you. The real you. The truth is, most dogs spend their entire lives hoping for just a few moments each day. Moments that speak louder than any command or training ever could. Moments that tell them you matter. And yet, many of us miss them completely. In today's video, I'll share 5 deeply emotional things your dog is silently hoping you'll do. Not because they're pets, but because to them, you are their entire world. So stay with me till the end. Because once you understand this, you may never see your dog the same way again. Let's start with the first one, and it might be the simplest, yet most powerful thing you could ever give your dog. Have you ever noticed how your dog looks at you when you're not even talking, just quietly watching, waiting? It's not boredom. It's not begging. It's presence. Pure, quiet presence. And in that moment, your dog isn't asking for food toys or even praise. They're asking for you, the version of you that's not staring at a screen checking the time or thinking about tomorrow's errands. Dogs don't live in the past. They don't plan for the future. Their entire world exists in this breath, this moment, right here, right now. And what they want more than anything else is to share that moment with you. But let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat beside your dog and did absolutely nothing? No commands, no multitasking. Just sat there. Maybe your dog leaned against you. Maybe they sighed and closed their eyes. Maybe they didn't do anything at all, but stayed. And that, in the language of dogs, is everything. You see, in the wild, dogs sit close to those they trust most. Not for protection, but for belonging. Presence means safety. Stillness means love. When your dog curls up at your feet or rests their head on your lap, they're not just getting comfortable. They're saying, "This is my place. You are my person." And when we're too distracted to notice that, when we brush them off because we're busy or tired, dogs don't get angry. They withdraw, quietly, patiently. And sometimes heartbreakingly, they start to stop asking. Just 10 minutes a day truly being there can change everything. A slow walk without your phone, sitting on the porch together while the sun sets, even letting them fall asleep next to you while you read. These small, quiet rituals become sacred in a dog's eyes. They don't see them as routines. They see them as love stories. Because to your dog, your time is more precious than any toy. Your voice, even when you say nothing, is more soothing than any treat. And your touch, even just a hand resting gently on their fur, tells them all they need to hear you matter. I'm here. So the question isn't whether your dog loves you. The question is, have you stepped into their world lately? Have you crossed that invisible line from coexisting to truly connecting? Because here's something most people miss: when a dog feels emotionally connected, their entire body changes. Heart rate slows, breathing deepens, anxiety fades. Science backs this too. Shared calm presence between a dog and their human reduces cortisol levels in both. It's a two-way healing, a quiet companionship that speaks louder than words. And if just being there can mean so much, imagine what happens when you add even more. The next thing your dog is silently hoping you'll do, it's about adventure, but not the kind you're thinking of. It's not the leash or the trail or the car ride. It's something far more important. Let's talk about that next. 2. Turn every walk into a shared adventure. What if your dog isn't just pulling on the leash to hurry up, but to show you something? Something you've walked past 1,000 times and never noticed. A patch of grass with a hidden story. A fallen leaf with yesterday's rain scent. A breeze carrying the memory of another dog long gone, but still present to them. To us, it's just a walk. To a dog, it's a full-bodied, heart-pounding discovery. Every outing is a ticket to Wonderland. And you, yes, you are their favorite travel companion. Here's the truth. Most owners miss dogs don't crave routine. They crave novelty wrapped in safety. Sure, they like knowing you'll take them out. But do you take the same path at the same time, with the same pace, every single day? Imagine reading the same chapter of a book, over and over again. Wouldn't you long for a new story? Dogs have an emotional GPS. They light up when something feels new, even if it's just turning left instead of right. When you let them sniff, pause, backtrack, or lead for a few steps, you're not just letting them be dogs, you're telling them your curiosity matters. I see the world with you, not just through you. Think back. Have you ever let your dog choose the route just once? Where did they go? What caught their attention? Was it a crack in the sidewalk? A mailbox they sniffed for too long? A tree they circled like it was sacred? That's not random. That's communication. That's instinct at work. And when you follow it even for 5 minutes, you step into their sensory universe. Here's what science tells us. Novelty reduces anxiety in dogs. Just like us, when they explore new environments with someone they trust, it builds confidence, joy, and emotional resilience. It's not about the distance walked. It's about the freedom felt. And freedom, when shared, becomes trust. But here's where it gets even more beautiful. The moment you pause and match your pace to theirs, something shifts. You'll start noticing the world like they do. You'll see the way a shadow moves across a wall. Hear the birds you've tuned out. Feel the wind on your face, not as background, but as presence. You'll start remembering what it's like to be fully alive in the moment, because your dog never forgets. And all of that, it starts with a simple, quiet, let's go. But hold on, because we're not done. What happens after the walk? When the leash comes off and the day winds down, that's when your dog needs something even deeper. Something they can't ask for, but always hope you'll notice. Let's talk about that next. 3. Caring for their health is a silent promise. Have you ever noticed how your dog hides discomfort? A limp they try to walk through? A strange cough they only make once and then never again? At least, not when you're looking. Dogs don't complain. They endure. And in that silence, there's a quiet hope that you'll notice what they can't say. Your dog trusts you not just with their heart, but with their body. Every bowl of food you prepare, every time you clip their nails or brush their fur, these small acts whisper, I see you. I care for you. But here's the deeper truth. Caring for a dog's health isn't just about preventing illness. It's about keeping a promise. The unspoken one you made the moment you brought them home. Have you ever wondered how often your dog checks on you? That glance when you sigh. That nudge when you sit too long in silence. Dogs are masters at reading us. But how often do we return the favor? When was the last time you ran your fingers along their body, just to feel if anything was off, not to pet, but to understand? Because dogs hide pain until they can't anymore. It's instinct. In the wild, weakness meant danger. Even now inside a warm home, that old code runs deep. So they count on you to see what they won't show. A slight change in appetite. A patch of fur that looks duller than usual. Breathing that's just a little faster at night. These aren't random. They're quiet signals. And when you catch them early, you're doing something powerful. You're protecting not just their body, but their dignity. There's something sacred about routine care. Brushing their coat becomes a moment of connection. Cleaning their ears becomes an act of love. And vet visits, they're not chores. They're affirmations. Your dog may not enjoy the exam table, but they feel your intention. They feel your presence, your calm. That's what turns fear into safety. Studies show that regular touch brushing, grooming, even massaging your dog's muscles reduces anxiety, improves circulation, and strengthens the immune system. But more than that, it deepens the bond. Your hands become a language, one that says, "I'll always take care of you." And maybe you've already done all these things. Maybe you've bought the best food, scheduled checkups, cleaned every bowl. But the real question is, do you see those acts as chores or as rituals? Because when care becomes ritual, it turns routine into relationship. So next time you gently wipe their eyes or check their paws after a walk, remember, you're not just helping them feel better. You're telling them, without words, you're safe. You're loved. You matter. And once you begin to see healthcare as emotional care, you'll notice something magical. Their eyes soften, their body relaxes, and their trust, already strong, deepens even more. But now comes something even subtler. It's not about food walks or even touch. It's about the way you speak. Because the next thing your dog hopes for is that you'll learn to talk in their language. And no, it's not just about words. Let's go there next. 4. Speak their language. Not with words, but with presence. Have you ever caught your dog staring at you, not for food, not for a toy, just looking, noticing the tone in your voice, the shift in your breath, the way your shoulders carry the day's weight? Dogs are incredible listeners. But they don't listen with their ears. They listen with their heart. And yet, we often speak in a language they don't understand. We raise our voices out of frustration. We give commands when all they needed was comfort. We talk fast, walk fast, live fast, while our dogs, patient and grounded, try to find meaning in our whirlwind. Here's something few people realize: your dog speaks to you all day long. A tilted head isn't confusion, it's curiosity. A slow blink is a whisper of trust. A yawn during your argument isn't boredom, it's stress. Every gesture, every tail flick, every shift in posture carries a message. Are you listening? Dogs don't care what you say. They care how you say it. A soft tone can soothe. A calm presence can guide. A gentle pause can say more than a paragraph ever could. In fact, studies show that dogs respond more accurately to tone and body language than to actual words. It's not about vocabulary, it's about energy. Think of it like music. You don't need to understand every lyric to feel a song move you. Your dog hears your life as music, sometimes a storm, sometimes a lullaby. And when your tone is kind, your body relaxed, your energy warm, that's when they truly hear you. Have you tried mirroring them? Lowering your voice when they're anxious? Slowing your pace when they're unsure? Speaking softly and moving gently, especially with senior dogs whose senses have dimmed but whose hearts are still wide open. You'll notice a shift, a quiet alignment, like tuning two instruments to the same key. And here's a question that may linger long after this video: does your dog feel safe because of your voice? Or in spite of it? When you speak their language through consistency, calm gestures, soft tone, you offer more than direction. You offer clarity. You become the lighthouse in their fog, the steady rhythm in their day, the voice that doesn't just talk, but connects. And once that bond is strong, something beautiful happens. Your dog becomes more confident, more responsive, more joyful. Not because they've been trained, but because they feel understood. So next time you're with your dog, try this: say less. Feel more. Let your voice carry love. Let your silence carry presence. Watch how they respond. Watch how they soften. Because after all this, there's one final hope every dog carries in their quiet heart. It's not about what you do for them. It's about what you create with them. A space, a rhythm, a home that feels like belonging. And that's what we'll talk about next. 5. Give them a place to truly belong. Have you ever wondered what home means to a dog? It's not just four walls and a roof. It's not the food bowl in the kitchen or the bed in the corner. To a dog, home is you. The sound of your footsteps, the rhythm of your routines, the way your scent lingers in the fabric of the day. But here's something most people don't see. Dogs don't feel safe just because doors are locked or gates are closed. They feel safe because they know what to expect from you. Stability is the softest bed a dog could ever sleep on. Think about it. How does your dog greet you when you come home? Is it wild, joy, relieved, calm, that little dance they do, even if you're only gone 5 minutes? It's not just excitement, it's reassurance. They've been waiting not just for your return, but for the consistency your presence brings. Dogs thrive on rhythm. They memorize your life like a song, the time you wake, the way you speak, when making coffee, even the moment you sigh and sit down at the end of the day. These patterns form their emotional safety net. And when that rhythm breaks, too many absences, too much unpredictability, they feel it like a sudden silence in their favorite melody. But there's more. Belonging isn't only about routine. It's about inclusion. Does your dog have a role in your day? Do they know where they fit in your life, not just physically, but emotionally? A dog who knows they belong will show it. They walk with their tail up. They rest near you, but not anxiously. They don't cling. They settle. Because their heart knows I'm wanted. I'm seen. I have a place here. And when they don't feel that, it's subtle at first. Less eye contact, more hesitation, a quiet withdrawal that looks like calm, but is really confusion. It's the ache of not knowing if they're truly part of the pack or just tagging along beside it. Here's something powerful when you create emotional space, consistent routines, warm welcomes, gentle goodbyes. You give your dog an invisible map, a way to navigate life's changes without fear. You become their anchor in the tide. And it doesn't take grand gestures. Just remembering to greet them even on busy days. Saying goodbye before you leave, even if you'll be back in an hour. Letting them rest near you without always expecting them to perform or behave. Because when a dog knows they belong, they bloom. They stop scanning the world for danger. They start showing you who they are. Silly, soulful, brave, loving. The version of them that only comes out when they feel truly deeply at home. And now that we've walked through all 5 hopes your dog carries quietly each day, I have one last question to leave with you. One that may echo long after this video ends. They spend their whole life waiting for these moments. Are you ready to give them? Your dog doesn't need grand gestures. They don't wait for new toys or fancy treats. What they truly long for, what they spend every day hoping for, is something far more human. Your presence, your attention, your care, your love spoken in quiet moments and tiny choices. And the most extraordinary part, they never ask out loud. They wait, patiently, without resentment, without expectation, just hope. And in that hope lives the most loyal kind of love this world knows. So now you know what matters to your dog isn't what you buy, but how you be. It's not about being perfect. It's about being there, in their world, in their rhythms, in their heart. And maybe tonight, when your dog curls up a little closer, when their eyes catch yours and hold them for just a second longer, you'll see it. you'll understand what they've been saying all along without a single word. If this video helped you see your dog through new eyes, if it reminded you of the quiet bond you share, don't let it stop here. Subscribe to this channel. There's so much more we can explore together. More ways to understand, to connect, to love better. Most people think their dog leans on them just for comfort. But what if that simple gesture meant something far deeper? When your dog presses against you, they're not just being affectionate. They're saying, "I trust you with my life." It's easy to overlook. But these quiet moments reveal a hidden language of love that many owners miss. In this video, I'll share 7 subtle signs your dog is truly bonded to you. And the last one, it completely changed how I see dogs, and it might change you too. So if your dog ever leans in close, don't brush it off. Because what they're telling you could be the most powerful thing you'll ever hear. Let's begin. Number 7. They follow you everywhere. Even to the bathroom. You might laugh when your dog follows you into the bathroom. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself why? Why out of every room in the house, every soft bed and cozy corner, do they insist on being where you are even in the most private moments? This isn't just about habit. It's not about food. And no, it's not because they're bored. This is something much deeper. In the wild, dogs stay close to their pack leader. Not just to survive, but to feel safe. And to your dog, you are the pack. You are the anchor in a world that constantly changes. So when they follow you, they're not being clingy. They're saying, "Where you go, I belong." It's their way of keeping watch, staying connected, protecting the bond that to them is everything. Have you ever noticed how they quietly sit just a few feet away when you're cooking, folding laundry, or simply resting? They're not waiting for anything. They're just there. Steady, loyal, present. And when you're feeling low, they get even closer, as if their very presence might patch up the silence inside you. But here's the part most people miss. This following behavior isn't random. Studies show that dogs who follow their humans closely throughout the day often have the highest emotional synchrony. That means your dog isn't just with you, they're in tune with you. And if that level of closeness surprises you, just wait until you find out what happens when they give you their favorite toy, especially when you're feeling down, because that's when their heart speaks the loudest. Number 6. They give you their favorite toy, especially when you're down. Have you ever had a long, heavy day? And then, out of nowhere, your dog trots up and gently drops their favorite toy at your feet. At first glance, it's easy to assume they just want to play. But pause, look closer. That toy isn't just a chewable rubber bone or an old squeaky duck. To them, it's the one thing they treasure most. So why would they hand it over? In a dog's world, giving up a prized possession is an act of rare trust. It's like a child offering you their teddy bear, not because they're done with it, but because they believe it might bring you comfort too. They notice when your shoulders slump, when your voice softens, when your energy shifts. And in the only way they know how they respond, here they're saying, "This makes me feel better. Maybe it will help you too." It's easy to overlook this gesture. We're busy, distracted. We pat their head and move on. But dogs don't operate on accident. They're intuitive. Studies even show that dogs can detect emotional changes in humans by scent alone. So when they see you're not okay, they act. And sometimes their act of love comes slobbery and squeaky. But there's more. Some dogs won't just bring you a toy, they'll wait. Sit. Stare. They don't need you to throw it. They just need you to see them, to feel that you're not alone. And isn't that what we all want when life feels too quiet? Now imagine this. What if the toy isn't just a gift, but a mirror? What if your dog is showing you exactly what they need when they're hurting too? And speaking of silent messages, what if I told you your dog's gaze, just the way they look at you, might actually change their brain chemistry? Let's talk about that next. Number 5, they look into your eyes and something chemical happens. Have you ever caught your dog just staring at you? Not in that playful throw the ball way. I mean, soft eyes, head tilted slightly, as if they're reading your thoughts. And maybe, just maybe you looked back and felt something shift. A stillness. A kind of quiet connection that words can't reach. In the world of dogs, eye contact isn't taken lightly. Among animals, a stare can be a threat. But with you, your dog does the opposite. They soften their gaze. They hold it. And in that moment, something incredible is happening inside both of you. Studies have shown that when dogs and their humans lock eyes with warmth, both brains release oxytocin. That's the same hormone that bonds a mother to her baby. So yes, when your dog looks at you like that, they're not just seeing you, they're feeling you. They're literally falling deeper in love. It's wild to think a glance could hold that much power. But your dog doesn't need words. Their eyes do the talking. You, they seem to say, are my person. I feel safe with you. And it's often paired with a relaxed body, a slow tail wag, maybe even a lean against your leg. All silent affirmations of a bond they trust more than anything else. Have you ever looked away too soon, not realizing that moment was more than a look? It was a promise. A quiet, sacred exchange that says, I see you. I choose you. And if eye contact can trigger love hormones, just wait until you see what your dog's sleeping position says about how deeply they trust you. The next one might surprise you. Number 4, they sleep near you, even when they don't have to have you ever woken up to find your dog curled at your feet or tucked quietly beside your bed. They could have slept anywhere. On the couch, in their crate, by the window. But they chose you. That simple decision, night after night, says more than most people realize. In the wild, dogs only sleep near those they trust with their life. Sleep is when they're most vulnerable. So if your dog chooses to rest beside you, it means they see you as their safest place, even in their most defenseless state. It's not just habit. It's an instinct passed down through generations of survival and pack loyalty. And in your modern home, that ancient instinct still whispers, stay close. Your family. What's even more revealing is how they sleep. If they curl tightly, nose to tail, they're seeking comfort. But if they sprawl out beside you, legs stretched, belly exposed, that's a trust so complete it borders on sacred. A dog's belly is their unguarded core. When they show it, they're telling you, I have no fear. Not with you. And here's something few people know. Studies suggest dogs actually dream about their owners. When you see them twitching, whimpering softly, or paddling their legs in sleep, you might just be in that dream. Imagine that. You're not just part of their day, you're in their night too. So next time they doze off beside you, resist the urge to move. Let them stay. Let them feel what they've come to trust. Because the next sign, the one involving their reaction when you leave, reveals just how deeply that attachment runs. Number 3, they miss you long before you walk out the door. Have you ever noticed your dog's mood shift even before you pick up your keys? Before the front door creaks open, before a single word is said? They know. They know you're about to leave. And more than that, they feel it. The soft shuffle of your shoes, the subtle change in your breath, the pause in your routine. It all speaks volumes to them. Dogs don't need clocks. They don't need calendars. What they have is you. And the moment your rhythm shifts, their world tilts a little. Some dogs will pace. Others will sit by the door, ears tilted, eyes full of quiet worry. And the second you're gone, something lingers: your scent, your energy, your absence. That's why some dogs curl up in your clothes, why they wait by the window, why every little creak in the hallway makes their ears perk. They're not being dramatic. They're holding on to the only piece of you they can while you're away. And then there's the reunion, the tale that goes wild before you even turn the knob. The zoomies across the living room, the happy bark that breaks through the silence. It's not just excitement. It's relief. It's joy. It's you came back. You always come back. That moment may only last a few seconds, but to them, it's everything. And here's something incredible studies have shown: dogs can recognize their human's scent after days, even weeks apart. Your smell isn't just familiar, it's home. So when you see your dog light up at the sound of your car pulling in, remember, you weren't just missed. You were longed for. And if you think that kind of emotional memory is powerful, just wait until you see what happens when they yawn right after you do. Because that simple, sleepy moment might say more about your bond than you ever imagined. Number 2. They yawn when you yawn, and it's not just cute. Have you ever yawned and noticed your dog yawn right after? Maybe you laughed it off thinking, well, that's funny. But what if I told you that moment, so simple, so often ignored, might be one of the most powerful signs of emotional connection your dog can show? In humans, contagious yawning is a sign of empathy. It happens when someone's so tuned into you, they physically echo your state. And guess what? Dogs do it too. But not with just anyone. Not with strangers. Not even with every family member. They do it with you, their person, the one they've chosen to mirror. That kind of synchronization doesn't come from training. It comes from bonding, from shared energy, from love. Scientists have studied this phenomenon, and the results are stunning. Dogs that yawn after their owners do are often the ones with the strongest emotional attachment. It's not just a trick of the eye. It's neurobiology. Their brain is reacting to your behavior in real time. That's how closely they're watching you, how deeply they're with you, even in the smallest of moments. And think about this. If your dog can mirror something as involuntary as a yawn, what else are they picking up on that you're not even aware of? Your size, your posture, the way your voice softens when you're tired. They read you like a map. And sometimes a shared yawn isn't just sleepy coincidence, it's your dog saying, I feel you. I'm right here. So next time it happens, don't brush it off. Smile. Maybe yawn back. Because in that fleeting breath of air, your dog is speaking a language of connection we're only just beginning to understand. And if that surprises you, wait until we get to the last sign. It's the one most people overlook, yet it holds the deepest meaning of all. Number 1. They lean on you, but not for the reason. You think you've felt it before, haven't you? That slow, quiet pressure of a dog's body leaning against yours. Maybe it's when you're sitting on the couch after a long day. Maybe it's when you're lost in thought, not saying a word. They don't bark. They don't nudge. They just lean. And somehow you feel a little more steady. It's easy to dismiss as affection or a search for warmth. But that lean, it's so much more. In the world of dogs, physical closeness isn't random. It's ritual. In the wild pack, members lean in for warmth. Yes, but more than that, they lean for trust, for safety, for belonging. So when your dog rests their weight on you, even just for a few seconds, they're saying something profoundly simple. I choose you. I trust you to hold me up. And sometimes, They do it when you're hurting, when they sense the shift in your mood before you say a word, when the world feels heavy and your heart a little quieter, that lean becomes something more than touch. It becomes support. Not with words, not with gestures, just with presence. Dogs don't ask for much. They don't need explanations or reasons. They just need you to be there, and in return, they offer everything. Their lean is a vow, a silent, sacred promise. Whatever happens, I'm with you. So the next time your dog presses into your side, don't just pat their head and move away. Stay. Let them lean. Let their unspoken love hold you still for a moment. Because sometimes the quietest gestures carry the loudest truths. And if you've seen any of these signs in your dog, then you're not just their owner. You're their whole world. Now that you've seen these 7 signs, maybe you'll start noticing them in a new way. The lean against your leg, the quiet footsteps behind you, the toy gently placed at your feet. None of it is random. It's all part of a language one built on trust, devotion, and the kind of love that asks for nothing in return. Our dogs may never say the words "I love you," but they whisper it every day. Through a yawn, a glance, a soft thump of the tail on the floor. And sometimes that love is so steady, so constant, we forget how extraordinary it really is. So tonight, when your pup curls up beside you or gazes into your eyes like you're the only thing that matters, pause. Feel it. Let it land. Because if you've ever wondered whether your dog truly loves you, now you know. They always have. They always will. And if this video helped you understand your dog even just a little better, consider staying with us. There's so much more to uncover, so many more stories waiting to be told. Hit that subscribe button if your heart feels just a little fuller right now. Not because you have to, but because you want to keep learning the silent, beautiful language of love our dogs speak every day. From one dog lover to another. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. You might think your dog loves everyone the same. But what if I told you that's not true at all? The boundless love we give to our dogs is mutual. It's no surprise they've earned the title of man's best friend. And because of that, dogs will go out of their way to show you just how important you are to them. In this video, we'll uncover 9 subtle signs that prove you are your dog's number 1. But sign number 6, it's the one that melts even the toughest hearts, and most dog owners miss it. Let's start with the quiet gesture that happens when you're not even home, yet speaks louder than words. Number 1. The pillow that smells like you. Let's start with something simple. Ever walked into a room and found your dog curled up on your shirt, or better yet, your used sock? At first it might seem silly. A sock, really? But here's the truth that isn't just a quirky habit. It's a love letter written in scent. Dogs don't just see with their eyes, they remember you by your smell. And when you're gone, the soft fabric that once touched your skin becomes a blanket of comfort. It's not just about warmth. It's about your presence lingering when you're not there. That shirt on the floor. To your dog, it's the safest place in the world. Why would they choose your laundry over the plushest dog bed? Why not the clean towels or the sofa? Because the scent of you isn't just familiar, it's sacred. In the wild, scent marks connection. Among wolves sleeping in another's scent is the ultimate trust signal. Your dog, whether a tiny terrier or a stubborn old shepherd, is telling you, this is home. And home is you. Some dogs take it further. They drag your shoes into their bed, or fall asleep hugging your sweater. They're not misbehaving. They're coping with absence, with longing, with love. You didn't leave them alone. You left them a piece of you, and they cling to it the way we clutch old letters or a photograph when we miss someone deeply. So next time you see your dog napping on your dirty t-shirt, don't rush to scold or snatch it away. Take a breath. That's not mess, that's devotion. And if that warmed your heart, just wait. The next sign. It doesn't happen when you're gone. It happens when you lock eyes, and your dog starts a conversation without saying a word. Number 2. The play invitation meant only for you. You've probably seen it before, that goofy little beau your dog does, front legs stretched out, tail wagging like a metronome of joy. To anyone else it might look like your dog's just in a playful mood. But here's the question. Why does your dog do that only when you're around? Play bowing isn't just a random burst of energy. It's an invitation. A coded message that says, I trust you. I want to connect. Let's share this moment. Among dogs, play is sacred. It's how they bond, how they test limits, how they say, you matter to me. So when your dog chooses you to toss the toy, to chase the ball, to start that silly tug of war, it's a declaration not of boredom, but of love. You might be busy, tired, distracted, but your dog doesn't see that. They see the person who makes their heart leap, the one whose presence flips a switch inside them from stillness to joy, from waiting to action. That toy they drop at your feet. It's not just a toy, it's a bridge, and they're hoping you'll cross it. Now pause for a second. Why don't they do this with everyone? Why not the neighbor, the dog sitter, the mailman? Because real play requires safety, vulnerability, a quiet knowing that says, you won't hurt me, you'll understand me, you're mine. And here's the real twist. When you accept that invitation, something magical happens. Oxytocin, serotonin, the same hormones released between a mother and child, between best friends, between souls that see each other. So next time your dog bows and bounces, don't ignore it. Step into that dance. It might only last a minute, but in their eyes it's everything. And what if I told you that the next sign isn't about movement at all? It's about stillness. The kind that holds your gaze and whispers more than any bark ever could. Number 3. The glance that never stops. Checking you're walking your dog off leash. The trail is quiet. Trees rustle. Maybe a squirrel darts across the path. Your dog could dash forward, disappear into the woods, chase a dozen smells at once. But they don't. They run a few feet ahead. Then pause. Turn. Look back. And just like that, your heart stirs. Why do they keep checking on you? It's not because they're unsure of the path. It's because you are the path. In your dog's world, freedom isn't about running away, it's about running free together. And when they glance back, they're not just tracking your location. They're asking a question only you can answer. Are we still connected? That glance, quick, soft, but constant, is your dog's invisible leash. One woven from trust, not nylon. And unlike a collar, it can't be clipped on or bought at a pet store. It's built moment by moment, walk after walk, over years of quiet companionship. Have you ever noticed the way their ears twitch when you stop walking? How they slow down when you sigh? That's not training. That's bonding. That's love disguised as awareness. Some might say it's just instinct. But instincts don't create eye contact that lingers. They don't make a dog pause mid-chase just to make sure you're okay. So the next time your dog glances back on a trail, don't just see it. Feel it. Because, in that tiny moment, they're telling you, even when I run, I never run away from you. And if you think that silent glance says a lot, wait until you learn what happens when their tongue speaks for them in the most unexpected way. Number 4. The kiss that needs no permission. It catches you off guard. You're sitting quietly, maybe lost in thought, when you suddenly feel a warm, wet swipe on your cheek. Or maybe it's your hand, your arm, or even your foot. You glance down, and there's your dog, eyes, soft tail still. What are they trying to say? It's not random. It's not just habit. And it's definitely not just gross. That lick is instinct, yes. But it's also a ritual, a kiss of connection, a sign that in their world you're more than a provider. You're their family. In the wild, wolves lick the muzzles of their pack leaders to show respect and affection. Puppies lick their mothers to feel safe. And when your dog licks you, it's a whisper through generations of instinct. You matter to me, not just as a human, but as their person. But here's the real insight. Have you ever noticed when they lick you? Often it's when you're sad, sick. Still, it's not play. It's comfort. It's care. It's a dog's version of a hug, when you didn't even ask for one. And maybe you've brushed them off. Maybe you've said, "You," and wiped it away. But the truth, that small act is their way in the moment they try to reach your heart through your skin. So next time they lean in for a lick, pause. What if that simple touch is them saying, "I see you, I feel you, and I'm here"? Because if you think a kiss like that is moving, just wait until we talk about what it means when your dog doesn't want to move at all unless it's to lie right on top of you. Number 5. The weight that anchors your soul. You're lying on the couch after a long day. The house is quiet. Maybe the TV hums softly in the background. Then, without a sound, your dog climbs up and settles not just near you, but on you. A paw over your leg, a head on your chest, a body curled into your side like a comma wrapping itself around your breath. It's not random. When a dog leans into you, it's not about comfort alone, it's about anchoring. They're placing themselves on you not just to rest, but to feel safe. And in doing so, they offer you that safety in return. Like a weighted blanket made of heartbeat and fur. Have you ever wondered why they always choose your lap even when the room is full? Or why they press harder when you're quiet? That pressure isn't just physical. It's emotional. It's a transfer of stillness. A message without a bark. If you stop, I'll stop too. I'm with you. And science agrees. Studies show that dogs who sleep close to their humans experience lower anxiety, build stronger bonds, and even help regulate our nervous systems. Their touch calms us. Their breath syncs with ours. Their warmth becomes a lullaby. It's not neediness. It's a sacred ritual of trust. So the next time your dog becomes your blanket, don't push them away. Let them stay. Because they're not just finding peace, they're offering it. But what if that gentle presence turns into something even deeper, when your dog suddenly senses your pain? Before you've even said a word. Number 6, the silent nurse. With no degree. You didn't say a word. No sigh, no tear, no complaint. Just a quiet heaviness in your chest. Maybe it's a cold, a headache, or something deeper that no thermometer can read. And then, there they are. Your dog, sitting close, watching, not wagging, not demanding, just there. Have you noticed that? How your dog seems to know, even before you do, that something's off. Their paws tread softer. Their eyes hold longer. It's like they've tapped into a frequency only hearts can hear. A silent wavelength of emotion, where your pain becomes their purpose. Dogs have mirror neurons, yes, like us. Their brains fire when they see you in distress. But this goes beyond biology. This is love wrapped in fur and carried on 4 legs. This is devotion that doesn't ask questions, only offers presence. They might nudge you gently with a nose, Bring you their favorite toy, lay it in your lap like an offering, or just sit unblinking by your side until the fever breaks or the sadness lifts. Have you ever felt that wordless comfort, that invisible thread pulling you out of your thoughts and back into your body? They don't need a vet's degree. They don't need language, because what they give is far older than speech: attention without judgment, companionship without condition. And if you've ever wondered, does my dog really know when I'm down? The answer is yes. They know. And more than that, they stay. But what happens when they are the ones who feel fear? When the world gets too loud, too strange, and the only place they run is to you. Number 7, the refuge in a storm. The wind picks up. A stranger walks by. Another dog barks loudly across the street. And your dog, they don't growl. They don't run. They look at you. That glance, that sudden movement, closer. That body pressing into your leg, almost as if trying to disappear into you. It's easy to miss just a small shift in posture, a quiet lean. But it means everything. Because when fear hits, we all look for safety. Some hide, some freeze. But your dog, they choose you. In that moment, you're not just a person. You're a shelter, a lighthouse in their storm, a steady presence in a world that sometimes moves too fast, too loud, too unpredictably. And here's the thing, your dog could react in 1,000 ways. Bark, panic, bolt. But instead, they come closer. They trust that if something goes wrong, you'll fix it. That if danger shows up, you'll be brave enough for both of you. You don't need to speak. You don't even need to move. Your stillness is enough. Your presence is the calm they crave. Isn't that powerful? That the same creature who runs wild at the park, who wrestles squeaky toys into submission, still curls into a ball at your feet when thunder rolls. And what if that trust doesn't end when the fear passes? What if there's another layer, a gaze steady and soft that holds more than just attention? A gaze that searches for you, even in a crowded room. Number 8. The eyes that search for home you're reading, or working, or simply moving through your day. And then you feel it, that quiet weight of a gaze. You turn, and there they are, watching, not asking, not moving, just watching. Your dog's eyes don't stare like ours do. They soften, they settle, they hold. And in those moments, they're not looking at your clothes, your hair, your posture. They're searching for you, the you beneath the noise, the you they've memorized down to the rhythm of your breath and the way your shoulders rise when you're tired. Eye contact in the animal world can mean challenge. But in the heart of a bonded dog, it's an offering, an invitation. I see you. Do you still see me? It's not about attention. It's about connection. And it doesn't just happen at home. You might notice it at the park during a walk, or in a room full of strangers. Even when distracted by new smells or playful chaos, they'll check in with a glance. A moment of stillness in the swirl of life. Have you ever caught your dog mid-play, pausing to find your eyes? That's not coincidence. That's loyalty. That's orientation. That's you are my anchor disguised as a fleeting look. And when you return the gaze, when you meet them halfway, something ancient flickers between species. Oxytocin flows. Time slows. The room fades. It's not just cute, it's biochemical magic. But what about the moment when you're not there? When the door closes and your dog is left behind? Is love still present, even in your absence? Number 9, the calm that waits without fear. You grab your keys, slip on your shoes, say a soft goodbye, and then silence. No barking, no whining, no scratching at the door. Just a gentle sigh as your dog settles into their favorite spot. Maybe your bed, maybe the couch, maybe a warm patch of sun on the floor. And you pause, wondering, Do they miss me at all? But here's the beautiful truth: they do. Deeply. But they also trust you'll come back. That calm. It's not detachment, it's confidence. The kind that only comes from a love so secure, it doesn't need to panic. A love that's learned over time that goodbyes aren't forever. Think of it this way: babies cry when their parent leaves the room. But as they grow, as they build trust, they learn mom always comes back. Your dog, in their own way, has learned the same. That door closing isn't the end. It's just a pause in the story you share. And when you return, if they greet you with wagging tails and wiggling bodies, but not desperation, that's the final sign. They didn't forget you. They just waited. Peacefully. Because you've taught them something priceless. Love doesn't disappear with distance. It lingers. Like your scent on a pillow. Like the rhythm of your steps in their memory. So if you've ever worried, why aren't they sad when I leave? Maybe it's because you've already given them what every soul longs for: certainty that love stays, even when people go. And now, as we wrap up these 9 signs, one question remains: how many of them have your dog shown you today? Now you know. Every small gesture, from a gentle lick to a silent stare from a toy dropped at your feet, to a calm nap on your sock, has always meant something far greater than you imagined. Dogs don't say, "I love you," the way we do. They don't send messages. They don't write letters. They show it. In shadows. In stillness. In the way they follow, wait, lean, glance. And maybe after watching this, you'll see what was always there. Because the boundless love we give our dogs, it comes right back. Quietly. Fiercely. Faithfully. So tonight, when your dog curls beside you, when they glance up just to find your eyes, remember this: you are their whole world, their number one, their story. And if this video helped you see your dog a little differently, if it made you smile, or maybe even tear up, consider staying with us. Subscribe, not because we asked, but because your heart whispered, "I want to understand my dog even more." In our next video, we'll explore the one place dogs choose to sleep when they love you most, and why that spot holds more meaning than you think. Until then, give your dog an extra cuddle. They've been saying, "I love you" all along. You just needed to learn their language.